accuracy because you didn't have the 3 bullets to spray across as we get things kicked off here. But on CTF Aquarius, it's going to be super crucial to hold that top middle control and just kind of control space and force the other team in the spawns you want them to spawn in. Preferably putting them all the way in the back of fridge there so you can get a pool, and controlling this car side here all the way across to both utils is going to be crucial as a flag running lane.
It's interesting to see how two teams play this map. You either see one team take control of car side or take control of that pump side. But one thing about capture the flag is you want that one person top middle, which is going to be your Jakerson. Picking up our QT, we're going to meet Captain Redbeard at this top utility here. We're going to see a few enemies, QT backwards, but not without taking a few damage in the back here. We're going to take down 2 players for the side of Flippers down. And no flags really out yet, as we do see another Flippers down teammate see the respawn screen. Bump and Scatter are going to push in with a Bear 8 Jake, and it does seem that Jake's going to peek and poke, as it is going to be Fumbles, their sub, who is going to push in and try to get some kills. No flags out on the board yet, as we do see a 2v2 on the map.
Yeah, 2v2 here. Both teams just kind of feeling each other out, trying to get a little bit of control of the map here. So we got Volpine over here on top of P2. He's looking around, making sure he's got control over here. He sniffs out the enemy in Shinobi and gets a nice perfect there and continues to hold this top mid control so he can lay down the damage. But you already can see the comms are starting to work here as Barry Jake is able to pick up the rest of the damage on that kill. But Nightmarish here looking like he's going to be able to get a flag pull here and maybe make something happen, but he gets knocked right away.
You hate to see a flag run cut short, but we do see both flags out. It is a little bit of a standoff. It doesn't seem anyone's in a flag returning just yet. That QT will be up just again in 3 seconds. We do see the side of Inept take that flag and kind of run with it just a little bit farther. I do believe that flag runner is a Barry Jake, but Fumbles behind the team with a double kill is going to take down their numbers and maybe secure a little bit of defense for the team here. But a Barry Jake gives the flag off to Nightmarish, as he knows those spawners are going to push up, push out. The flag does get captured for the side of Inept, and we do see Inept take the lead.
Yeah, taking the lead so big here, and Barry Jake already working with the QT here in top mid. Flipping over there for the gun battle, but he's not able to finish it off there. It's so unfortunate. 3 go down on the side of the Cobra team in the back of the spawn here. They're going to be trapped here in the back of the blue fridge here. It's not a great spot you want to be in. Volpine, just a great spot here in terms of positioning, like knowing the spawners are going to be there in fridge and already laying damage down. His teammates up in top mid, they get 1 down, even numbers for both teams. Now they take the advantage. They still got to clear out the rest of the members that are over in util side, but it looks like they have the numbers advantage, capitalizing on different positionings here and going to be pushing into util. But still, they got to work their way into base and kind of flush out the rest of the spawners that are holding on there to that 1 kill, or basically that 1 flag lead at the moment.
1 flag, and they're going to hold on to that score for dear life, as the side of Flippers down is going to try to take down Shinobi. It is going to be Volpine that sees that respawn screen. 2 down, 4 Flippers down is not a good sign when you're 1 flag down in this game. It's still a little early in the game. We do take down a Bear 8 Jake, but Captain Redbeard does have a lot of damage to regen from. We're going to see him rotate, maybe get just a little sight of where everyone's going to be, maybe where that flag runner is as well. But it does seem that FTG Volpine does get taken down, a bunch of grenade damage, and that headshot from Bump and Scatter. Bump and Scatter is going to try to save this flag run, but it is going to be Jakerson who's going to try to do with the damage, but he does take some and is forced to fall back. It's just nade after nade. It's a mess after mess, and right now it does seem that Flippers Down's flag is making it closer and closer to the base of Inept.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be in a great spot here to go down 2. Jakerson putting some damage down, but they have way too many numbers in the base for an easy cap here, taking the 2-0 lead, kind of controlling the game here. As a lot of, we're seeing a lot of like cycling go on with these flag runs. They make it to a certain distance on the map, and basically it's a war of attrition back and forth. But on the side of Inept, though, holding that 2-0 lead is going to be crucial, just in terms of the way it's going to like kind of relax things as they're playing across the map. There's a lot more you can kind of get away with, as right now they're in a position, a perfect setup right here, pulling the flag through the util side. Captain Redbeard over in top mid, ready to lay damage on spawners. It looks as if the spawners, though, are going to make a move here to car 3. They get 2 down. They might be able to shut this flag run down, as it already stops over in by Dynamos.
The flag run gets a little cut short here, but we do end up seeing kind of a change of pace between the teams. Inept plays very aggressive, it seems like, and sort of in your face. And with the teammate like Bump and Scatter right now, who is 16-6, is kind of, putting out those slays where your team can just kind of, pick up on the damage and make something happen of it. But right now it is Nightmarish pulling the flag of Flippers down.
Ooh.
FTG sees that teammate. He ends up kind of trying to trade, gets taken down. Nightmarish finally gets taken down, but the QT play from Shinobi finds himself with a flag in his hand and a nade in his back with a shot as well here. The flag is going to be your top car. It's a scary situation when that flag is out in the open, but the side of Flipper Sound's going to try to return. And like I was saying earlier, normally you see this time around that second flag is when that team in this mixed situation, it really starts to show chemistry. But they do seem to be able to really play off the side of bumped and scattered slays, and they're really putting in the flag caps for themselves while also not letting the side of Flippers down take too much of the map.
Yeah, it seems like for the most part, Inept here, they have really great control over across top mid from all the way to card 3, and yeah, just laying damage down on the spawners and kind of getting flag pulls as much as they want. They were halfway, across the map from going up 3-0 in this flag run, but it looks as if we have Flippers down, starting to kind of start to mesh a little bit. This is like a fresh team that's just been put together, and it seems like that was one of those moments there where they kind of said the buck stops here, and they're able to stop that flag run. Is right now they're kind of really waking up. I think they're kind of putting more damage down, able to get some more easy kills. As Captain Redbeard here is just being a menace with 16 kills of his own, though, starting to answer back in terms of the total slays. But you're right, though, Bump and Scatter 18-9 right now, alleviating the pressure from the rest of his team. And yeah, right now it just seems like they kind of just are having their way.
It does seem like they are having their way, and one thing I love is to just have it my way. And not every time does Capture the Flag Aquarius go this way, but a double kill out of a Bear 8 Jake allows his teammate to grab that flag. But he's also doing a great job of kind of making this flag runner by himself, just singling him out, allowing him to be solo for just a little bit, allows that flag run to get cut short. Nightmarish does end up returning a flag at the same time as Fumbles. We're going to take some grenade damage, but that flag does get returned, and right now it's just another reset we're going to have to deal with for the side of Flippers down, because we're now at that point where every flag pull has to really mean something. We have to be secure in what we're doing as a team, because we only have 4 minutes left in this game, and a Barry Jake is on a killing spree with that heat wave. The heat wave is now out of bullets, but if I was the side of Flippers down, this is where I start to sweat.
Yeah, start to sweat it just a little bit there. And you pointed to a really great thing of just making sure the flag pool you have is going to be something that's going to be productive, that's going to lead to something. Dead flags are kind of nice in terms of like a big shiny object to give the other team something to think about, maybe like as you're flanking behind or you're just trying to stop them from capping your flag. But it seems like Inept, every time they're able to get their hands on the flag, they're able to get across the map and able to put it in for the score. As Jakerson here rips the flag out, looking to go get ahead and get the return here, and his teammates are going to be successful in getting the return with the enemy flag out and about. 3 of them down right now, so Inept, they're going to have to make an overextension here off of the spawn to try to stop this flag, or else it's going to be a 2-1 game. But it looks like Jakerson, he's too silky and smooth, making his way all the way across the map here, and he's easily going to put this flag cap in. And now we're starting to see these two teams go at each other.
We have just enough time to possibly tie up this game. We can't really deal with a 3-stop flag run like we just saw from the side of Flippers down. Maybe a little bit more teamwork, making that dream work, making that flag just a little bit more seamless, like we saw on the side of Inept. Inept doing a very good job of just keeping that flag runner alive, switching out if they need to. And right now, with 3 down for Inept, this is where, as Flippers down, you want to push up and grab some map control, but we are kind of stuck on our 50-yard line here, allowing Inept to respawn and kind of set up their defenses here. Bump and Scatter is going to be right underneath Captain Redbird, but does he notice it's going to be FTG that sees, oh, it does seem we have a lag out. It does seem we do have a lag out. Bump and Scatter does seem to be lagging out as I said that, so I do believe we're going to see a reset here. It is going to be Inept that is up one flag. We're back with a ruling. We have just a few minutes left on the clock for this team, and you did see it. Inept was up 2-1 in the lead to Flippers Down. Flippers Down need at least one flag to send themselves into a little bit of an overtime situation and get themselves another flag cap on the board to possibly take the lead from this team here. But it is going to be a Barry Jake who has that first flag touch of the game, and let's just see what we can make out of this for the side of Inept.
Yeah, Inept got off to a hot start in the first series, and it's not surprising that they already are off of the rip. We're able to get all the way over into the enemy flag and get a pull. A Barry Jake, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to farm some kills here as they already have one down. They're in a great spot here. Everyone's trying to cut off this flag run. Looks like they got all the way through to their own utility side. And going up 3-1. I know we had about 2.5 minutes left at the end of that last game, but 3 go down on the side of Flippers Down. 4 down, flag out. Looks like they're going to get an easy return here, and then this will put them up at 3-1.
It's a sad sight to see, and it's you know, you hate to see it happen here, but as 3 did fall down for the Flippers Down, it was just an easy situation there for Inept, and it is going to be a Barry Jake with the heat wave again, something you see him pick up quite a bit. We're going to take the damage, but he's aggressive. He has the ego. He is going to chow, and he does end up taking down Fumbles, but Fumbles gets a little bit of a, revenge out of Jakerson. Jakerson does send that player to the respawn screen. We're going to have the Commando and the Bandit in hand take down Shinobi with the help of our teammate behind him there, taking a little bit of damage in our back. It does seem that Flippers Down is just desperating to put themselves in this base and get a touch on this flag.
Yeah, Captain Redbeard and Pump and Scatter, they're in there. Right now, Captain Redbeard's in a great spot here to get a flag pull. He's looking to find these spawners before he gets a flag because he knows that this is going to be basically it to keep him in the game. Unfortunately, a Barry Jake sniffing him out from util. You know, they basically Inept here. They're just going to be able to just kind of sit back, relax, let the rest of the time go out here as they do have a 3-1 lead and looking to kind of just hold their own here, which is fantastic. If you're talking about the first week of the season, winning that first map is such a great feeling. On the other side, though, that could be really such a heartbreaker because they were in a great spot to get a flag pull and maybe tie the game.
Out of both of these teams here, and it does seem like we're going to start it off hot, and it does seem that Inept takes your first 2 kills.
The first 2 kills here, great damage by Shinobi, you know, getting the perfect and then getting the assist there, as I believe they were able to walk away with the camo. As Shinobi now kind of playing the front line, he's got his teammates in the back of A ready to pick up this one shot on Fumbles there. Just really great teamwork already in terms of just calling out where, you know, the one-shot player is, where damage has been taken. A Barry J continuing on this flank here, getting the shock rifle, picking it up. He's going to be a menace up here in the top here if he can start getting some sight lines here on Flippers Down who are making their way through control.
I mean, making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and they're gone because I have a shock rifle. You know what I mean? And Jakerson's going to try to take it away from you, and it does end up being successful. Only one shot being really landed from that shock rifle, but now it out of play. We're going to see that those spawners and a little bit of team help is going to come from C-Plat, but Jakerson is kind of alone here. It does seem that Fumbles is going to rotate in and maybe try to do some damage with teammate here, but Inept has kind of a good setup. They have more sight lines than that side of the map that the side of Flippers Down is on. You have too many walls. You're trying to peek around a corner, and the side of Inept is ready for you because they have C-Plat. A disgusting grenade takes out that player, and right now it's only 9-4.
Yeah, you know, its recharge is a really important map for map control because you can kind of divide the map in half if you have from top gold all the way over to top A. You can basically just lay damage down as the other team tries to make their way through the map. Flippers Down, they did spawn in long haul here, and they're going to make their move into gold. Jakerson playing super ratty and sneaky as always, gets the back slap, but unfortunately slides into the grenade from Bump and Scatter. And yeah, right now, they're going to be spawning over on C side again. Bump and Scatter here, looking to seal them into long haul here as they try to push out. With the rest of Inept making their way on the flank, 3 go down for Flippers Down, and right now, Flippers Down is kind of in a cycle, and they need to find a way to break out of it.
Jakerson, last one alive there in pit. He really fell into a pit there, as I believe it was 3 teammates right after his little booty there, but he does end up getting sent to that respawn screen. Possibly a good death there for Jakerson. Being on this side of the map by yourself, waiting for a teammate to possibly come assist you there is definitely hard to stay alive. It's a stressful situation, so that reset there could be good. We gotta see maybe Flippers Down have a bit more teamwork from everyone, but it does seem, though, if you do look at the assist column, we have a little bit of assist, but looking at the assists from the side of Inept, it's So Shinobi with those 7 assists here, kind of putting himself in most of the gunfights his teammates are in, allowing themselves to kind of clean up a little bit more of that damage and a little bit more action on the field here, keeping them at this 9-point game.
Yeah, definitely for sure. You know, Shinobi with the 7 assists, and just kind of across the board, it looks like everybody's outputting a lot of damage on the side of Inept, and you know, that's basically the name of the game here in Slayer. The objective is to get the slays, and so Shinobi just always put himself in a really great position and being a difficult kill and just laying down good damage. Like, that's one of the big indicators of assists, is like, what kind of damage are you putting down? You can output a whole ton of damage, but if nobody's picking them up, then you're not putting down like almost the correct damage. But it looks as if Inept are just capitalizing on it, as a Barry Jake right now sitting at 10-3. They're stuck here in the back of C. Nice reversal here, playing the damage down. I don't know, are they going to come out here with the win here on this basically battle for Hydro?
And a Barry Jake still freaking alive and back Hydro. Like, how the hell is he not dead? He was absolute. Took a little bit of grenade damage. 2 people push him. His teammate that went to help him was absolute. He gets killed. A Barry Jake still alive. 12-3 right now. That's, you know, that's what we're liking to see here. Your first game, Bump and Scatter, was 18-6 for half of that game. And now we see a Barry Jake absolutely on a roll, keeping this game at 29-16.
Yeah, absolutely on a roll, just being an absolute pest to kill there in the back of C, and that's one of those, man, just it kind of kills the spirit if you're on the side of Flippers Down. You know, you're already facing a huge deficit here on Slayer, and you know, you're not able to just kind of round out the kills in the back of Hydro, and you know, those are the little plays that really kind of add up when you're talking about Team Slayer going back and forth. And now Inept kind of in cruise control here, up 33-18. It's basically their game to lose at this point.
Do the shots shot at this moment? And for Flippers Down, the shots do not be shotting, and we need a little bit more shots shotting right now if we want to take maybe even a leap of faith and get closer and closer to tying up this game. Right now we need about 20 points to maybe put us in a comfortable position to tie up this game, maybe take the lead here, but it does seem that Nightmarish and the team of Inept is going to just put you in your place. There's map control. We've seen them pick up camo, that shock rifle, and it does seem that a well-rounded team from Inept being able to put out damage where damage is done, and also it does seem that they understand the rotations. They do seem to kind of understand those spawns, and as they want those teammates to not really spawn that C plat, they push that top control, bottom control, forcing them to spawn that long haul, and then you have that flank come through. One thing that Inept has been doing so well is a Barry Jake. He's always right behind you, and he's always got that shock rifle.
The SD with the shock rifle as he takes down the enemy down there in long haul. And I think, you know, you pointed exactly to what's kind of going on here, is that, you know, they know the rotations and they just seem to be a couple steps ahead. You know, for Flippers Down, it's a little bit of the speed. You know, I think we saw a little bit of that on CTF Aquarius, right? They would get the numbers advantage, but they just were like a little bit behind in terms of taking full advantage of the situation. You know, I think they were taking just a couple seconds to process it and start coordinating and moving together. But when you're looking at Inept,
do you think that's a chemistry thing? Do you think that's a trust thing? You know,
yeah,
we're so early in the season, you know, they don't really, maybe they haven't practiced enough. And, you know, as you say that, you know, maybe it is due to that chemistry.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're like, you know, they're kind of trying to figure each other's play styles out just a little bit, where it seems like Inept is in like just the go mode here. You know, they're doing a little bit more of the baiting and the switching and finishing off the kills and controlling the map here. As you see Flippers Down here, stuck in long haul, trying to get gold control, but they kind of are getting almost like an accordion. You know, it's like coming together, and they're getting squished from both sides there, not able to, you know, basically blow out and get some more of the space on the map.
Like a baby's diaper, this game is kind of a blowout in a sense here, and It's kind of a rough watch here when one side of a team is just now hitting double digits this late in the game. When one side of the team has been in double digits, we have the assists come through, and it does seem
Why
like a
Livefire plays so well. Looks as if Inept, they're going to be making a push here to B, as I don't think anybody was able to grab the sniper here. Just great teamwork. You just see a lot of these pushes here. Inept will have 2 players to Flippers down 1, so they're making it a lot easier on themselves to get the kills and make things happen. And if you're on the side of Flippers down, you know, you got to be a little bit more interconnected here so you can kind of work your way around. And Volpine able to get the double kill here. 3 down for Inept, but Bump and Scatter able to sneak away with that overshield there at the nick of time, and he's going to be the first one up here making a push at Oddball on top tower.
teammates took that damage. Bump and Scatter took that overshield, but it is going to be Flippers down with an early 10 seconds on the ball. It doesn't seem like the ball's being played, but we are going to put a ball in the position to where we can lay down that damage, and we do end up laying down just enough damage as a team to take out overshield as well as 2 of his teammates, allowing themselves a few extra seconds on the ball. But it does seem like Captain Redbeard overextends a little bit, takes a few more points of damage than he expected to, is forced to push back. Nightmarish is trying to maybe push up. Bump and Scatter is going to push around your overshield side, but right now it's going to be Shinobi who forces that ball to be played and gets himself 2 players while he's at it.
Yeah, gets himself 2 players there, gives the boop off of the top of the tower there. Great double kill as they did reset the ball here, but the more important part here is that he basically cleared out tower, went around, killed 3 of the other opposite team members, and now a buried Jake in the back of the tower here, a power position, as he's going to be able to get the ball, start milking some time. Once you start controlling the tower here, then you can start to build the pieces of your setup here. As another sneaky play by Jakerson, always being a rat, just coming up out of nowhere.
Shit.
And he's getting naded out here, and Overshield's going to be the big play here in terms of who's going to get the next big chunk of time.
And as much as Inept wants that ball, they just can't seem to hold on to it much longer there. But it is going to be 3 down for Inept, which spells trouble for them. The ball gets played, they don't get to pick it up, but Nightmarish behind Redbeard takes him to the respawn screen, but it's going to be Jakerson and FTG Volpine who's going to take him out. Some damage is done. They are down in numbers. Now they are severely lacking in numbers, as Captain Redbeard's going to have to be forced to reset and wait for those respawners.
Yeah, Shinobi here going to be the front line on this first round of spawners here. Grabbing the heat wave, a nice move there. Gets the long range heat wave and cleans up the easy kill on Volpine here as 2 of the spawners go down. And now it looks as if they're milking the clock. Bump and Scatter holding the ball in the back tower. Fresh Sniper is going to be coming up. And the rest of Flippers down here are going to have to try to make their way from A here. As we got Jakerson working his way through cuts, but not able to get the pick there. And automatically, that's just such an important part, playing the front line on that push there. Because if you go down, then automatically you're talking about the rest of your team having lower numbers advantage, trying to get in there and break this setup. So just gotta be a little bit more patient and work their way through the map and just capitalize on damage with your teammates here. As Nightmarish sniffing them out here and cuts, but what a play by Jakerson. 3 go down for Inept, and now it looks like the tides are turning in the opposite direction.
A really good win out of Jakerson there allows him to live and allows those respawners a little bit of a better position to stick. We do end up seeing a stick out of Jakerson from the grave to take out that player just back there. 2 down, 4, now 3 down, 4 Flippers down means that Shinobi gets to get his grubby little mitts on this skull here. Overshield's going to be up in 5 seconds, and now it does seem that Jakerson's going to have it, but he's going, like you said earlier, going to have that accordion, which is Inept on him, which we're going to see him taken to the respawn screen. Overshield's going to switch into the side of Inept's hands as the oddball player here takes some damage. He's getting away with those rotations here. Fumbles tries to take down that player, which it does end up successfully happening with a back smack there. 81-37. This is kind of your in-game play here for this round. Flippers down need to play perfectly and slay out perfectly to get this oddball into their hands.
Yeah, it's just absolutely crushing and a little bit demoralizing, as Flippers down was up like 30 to about like 18 or 16 or something like that, having, you know, a decent lead to work with. But, you know, Inept just holding down that C side, the top tower, and just shutting down every one of their pushes. You know, somebody they've been switching hands, as basically 3 different members have made sure they've had this lead here, each with about 25 seconds on the ball on Inept's side. And they just have a really great awareness in terms of who's going to be holding the ball in the back line of the formation, who's going to be in the front line, laying some damage down. But now it looks as if, what a flank out of Flippers down there in the back of the tower, flushing them out. The ball didn't get reset. It's going to be sitting there, and now Inept's going to have to be working their way through A across here on W side.
Now they have a lot to catch up on here when it comes to ball time, but if we can see some really good slays come out of Flippers down, we can see them get closer and closer, but it is going to be a double kill out of Bump and Scatter, which is going to kind of dampen the spirits of the side. Oh, Flippers down, and right now it is going to be Volpine trying to get a kill. Bump and Scatter knowing not to be too ego-chally with that one's going to reach in and find himself another victim, but not without the help of a Bear 8 Jake. And it is going to be Inept who has their hands on the oddball again, but we're going to drop it with 10 seconds left to play.
Yeah, great distance to Bump and Scatter there. He had the one shot, and I think we would have given him the pass on the ego chow. Instead, he circles back around, goes through big door, joins his teammate. Triple kill now. This life by Bump and Scatter here has been huge if they end up closing it out, and it looks as if they're going to basically put the end of the round here in his hands and close it out, as now they're up 1-0 and just kind of continuing their string of dominance here in the early going.
Inept is trying to make this first series that we get for Season 10 to look like, just make it look easy. That clean 3-game sweep for the first week, that's gotta feel nice, and especially as a mixed team here. But it is going to be a little bit of a hard victory here, as it is going to be a 2v2 on the map here. Captain Redbeard has the sniper, but the snipes aren't sniping. The snipe isn't biting, and it is going to be Nightmarish who puts on that first amount of ball time for his team, taking it back tower, waiting for those respawners to come up, as a Barry, Jake, and Bump and Scatter are going to try to play this overshield.
Yeah, just good teamwork there. Picking up the Shroud screen, giving his teammates some cover so they can almost guarantee the OS, but I'm not sure he was able to get the OS. Jakerson already leading the charge here, stopping them from accumulating the ball time as 2 go down for the side of Inept. They do have the numbers advantage. Jakerson's going to try to lock down this top tower, locate some of the spawners, and let his teammates know. As Overshield's going to be bringing the ball all the way back through. OS says, I'm going to double down. I'm going to survive this entire ball run, and that's what I'm going to use this OS for. A little bit of a crazy play, but hey, it's working for him right now, as now they're finally getting some time on the clock as they take a small lead here in the second round.
Everybody's different and everybody's got their ways, and right now it is working for the side of Flippers down, allowing that Overshield to grab the ball, and instead of using it for damage, using it for objective here. We almost got that ball played out of the map here from Volpine, but it was a Bear 8 Jake who last minute caught that. I wish we were on his POV. That would have been so cool. He last second caught that oddball as it fell off the map here, but as he rotates back tower, we're going to see Inept take the lead. And as I say that, 4 down for Inept means that Jakerson gets his oddball back.
Yeah, Jakerson, I feel like every time we go to him, he's always just putting himself in a really great position to make something happen. Just a great awareness of where the play is going to be here, as now he's milking the clock, holding back tower. He's only got one guy chasing him here. And look at him. He's so shifty. He's such a pain to kill. And now Overshield making an appearance with the repulsor. Look at this, capitalizing on the team damage here. You can see now, like, Flipper's down, the gears are starting to click a little bit for him.
It's almost like something has pissed them off, and they're not looking to be very cleanly swept in the series here, but we're gonna have to play perfect Halo here if we want to see it take the lead, because right now it's very back and forth between these teams. It's like when one team gets the oddball after those 4 kills, the other team is right back with the exact same plan, and it is going to be Nightmarish who boldly picks up this oddball while 2 of his teammates are down, and it's the same story every time. We're going to take it back C instead of maybe B side to pillars, and maybe not take enough damage in our back to not be able to play the oddball, but we are going to see the side of Flippers down take this oddball here and rotate it to tower and continue their lead here.
Yeah, continuing their lead here. They're in a really great spot. They're over the halfway mark of the second round. There's a fresh sniper that came up, and You know, they don't have the numbers advantage right here, as Inept is going to be looking to pick apart this ball guy. Great play by Volpine, just stay alive, milking it all the way down off the
It's
map.
me
Let's
and the
go.
ball.
Let's go. I think it's a good one because you can get an extra couple seconds in there. The only problem is though is that now you gave up here the C tower side, which we've seen Inept control really well in the first round. So it's going to be, a really great spot on the map here for Inept. They might look to kind of reverse the tide here and take the lead, but Overshield here is going to be the difference maker as both teams are looking to get it.
Oh, how the turntables have turned this round, and I mean, Flippers Down is kind of trying to make it seem like they're not going to let this team win without a fight. It is going to be fumbles taken down at this overshield, and it does seem that it is going to be Inept that picks up that overshield. Bear Jake just surviving with just brief seconds of his life. That repulse there, thank goodness for that wall. So Shinobi has our oddball again, seeming like that OBJ player here. 3 down, 4 Flippers down means that Inept has a few more seconds with this oddball, and they better make it count. Maybe light some candles, sprinkle some roses, because it does seem like we're going to tie up this game.
Yeah, it does look like we're going to tie this game up here and real short as 3 go down for Flippers down. And, you mentioned like Shinobi playing OBJ. I guess he's kind of made his presence now with over a minute of ball time, but forward, each member of Inept just holding the ball for a significant amount of time, and it's just kind of plug life for them, depending on where they are on the map. And that's just a sign of really great teamwork and just not playing selfishly and just trying to get the win, which is the most important part. Is right now they're creeping closer and closer to it.
Closer and closer, and as we get to that last point, so Shinobi is smacking the wall in the back of that tower because